from what I've seen and what I've experienced, especially if you're 40 years old, thereabout, or older, the 80s and 90s, early 2000s rock and roll scene, by way of bands that want to come out and play, exploded. It was all over the place. I love them all. I don't knock any one of them. I think the message is really cool, and they've filled a tremendous gap in social life for people that didn't like fall into the digital music age or categories. Okay, what we saw that was missing was and is now an explosion of young country music. Tyler Childers, people like that, Billy Strings. You see all this coming out. So again, as it relates to the people, our clientele and their families, these people are calling me left and right to play here. It's the only place anywhere near the city that's going to play country music. And we're going to hold on to that title as long as we can. But I got a feeling that people are going to see this, okay, and see what happens to us here, and it's going to boom. It's going to take off. But, yes, we're privileged to be the first to bring it. These guys believed in me to let me do this, okay? She believed in me enough to try to control him and so that we could do this, and kind of control him. You know, they're fun, let me tell you. But anyway,
in charge.
This is a deal. We're bringing something different because it needs to be different, okay? There's a need for this, and the music is fabulous. I've been singing the blues 40 years. I'm not a Grammy winner, but I love doing it still. I stopped for 25 years, started doing it again, and I found a band, the City Limits Experience. They're fabulous. Barry Richmond, John Hooper, John Blackman, and myself. I know others that do it fabulous. Andrew Black, the guys that hang out, the Garrett Collins Project, and others that I get to see here and share. There are many out there, but not like what we're doing up here. The country scene and the roots scene is really our goal. It was our goal to do this whole thing together, and that's why we did it.
Yeah. It's comfortable meets classic American in every way possible.
Yes, it is.
And talk about, coming to America dream, right? I was born in a different country, not Zamunda, but, growing up here and listening to 80s, 90s rock, blues, jazz, even, hip-hop, R&B, all that. And, for some reason or somehow came to cross paths with Billy and Chili Dog here, Cody. And it just, brought back that feel of when I first moved to America in my teens. And it's just that America that I knew that was not on their phones, not on their iPads. They loved music. They loved, America, McDonald's, fries, whatever you talk, the food, the music, the culture. That's what we're bringing back together, and that's what we're going to take it forward.
Sammy, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Sammy.
Well, I think also...
What was your favorite music?
Well, let me just first, going back to what Billy said, I think it's important, what we're trying to do here also is cater to a multi-generational, people that live around here. I think it's, that's why, we're just not going to be your regular bar that plays the same rock and roll every weekend. And I think that that's where we expand and the knowledge that Billy has in terms of the band. But we also want to hear from you. I think we have a lot of ideas. We might come up with maybe a Elvis Presley karaoke night or Elvis Presley movie night. I think, the customers that's going to come here, all the locals are going to have a good time. We want to hear from you and comments on those podcasts or Facebook page. Don't forget to follow us. But that's what I'm excited about is creating something different, in a 10-mile radius.
Why did we call it Velvet Elvis, you guys? So if you were from the South like I was, and we were jumping in the back seat of the car, going to see our relatives in North Carolina, had to go through South Carolina, or going to Florida on our vacation, it was a long week. We rode half one day in the car, halfway back in the car, and then we would stop at some place like Stuckey's. Okay, which if you're from the South, you remember the peanut brittle was why we stopped, and some gasoline. And if my father was in a great mood, we got to use the bathroom before we got back in the car. If not, we had to hurry. But there was always a guy over on the side of the parking lot at the gas station at the Roadhouse, keyword Roadhouse, and he would be the dude with the old van with the doors open, and he would have these 3 stacks of paintings, okay? And they were prints on cheap velveteen in plastic frames. Well, I'm proud to say that I grew up in a blue-collar, predominant neighborhood where Frito-Lay was right down the street factory and General Motors was down the street, and a lot of my friends' parents worked hard in those factories, okay? And one of the things in our neighborhood, you know, you didn't have collective art on the walls or beautiful dining room tables. You know, hell, my favorite family's dining room table is a picnic table with a vinyl tablecloth on it. But on the wall and in that van, there were 3 stacks of pictures. Can you tell me what those 3 stacks were? Anybody got a guess? One was
Elvis.
Velvet Elvis. 2 was
The dogs playing on the pool table.
poker.
Poker.
Oh, poker. It was poker.
No more shots for her. Okay. Okay. No, dogs playing poker. Come on, it was famous.
Yeah.
3rd was
Jesus.
okay, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus was. And 4th was the bull and the matador. And I'm telling you, you'd go in your friends' homes or your their grandparents' homes, and everybody had a Velvet Elvis. Why did they call it Velvet Elvis first? Because Elvis was a fantastic American. He grew up poor. Sharecropper's son, Tupelo, Mississippi. I've seen the house. It was one frame, 4-sided little room. That was their house. I've seen it. Okay? He grew up to be this magnificent entertainer, singer, songwriter, actor. He gets drafted, goes to war, fights for his country. Okay, fights for his country. Okay, thank God. After being recognized in Sun Studios, he was delivering parts for King Electric. Walked in the door, heard Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, said, "Well, hell, I can do that." And that was his start of his career. But he fought for his country. He came home. He became a star. He gave money to poor people all over the place. If they didn't have a car, he bought them a Cadillac. Okay, and this is who this guy was in this country. And I'm proud to say that this is a Velvet Elvis Roadhouse. Okay, I'm proud of it. I'm proud to display a couple of Velvet Elvis in here. All right, but it's all about this guy and what he did. What did he do for music? And you know what music he loved? He loved country. He loved himself. He loved the blues. He loved Jerry Lee Lewis. He loved Roy Orbison. He loved Johnny Cash. He loved Neil Diamond. He loved everybody. And I can't think of a person in those generations that did not love him. We're proud to use the name Velvet Elvis Roadhouse.